Hey, 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 welcome everybody to episode number 2 of Let's See To It. I'm Chris, the real Darth guy, and alongside me we have...
Baggy Noodle Arms, aka Noodles.
So, hello, Locatus and Stimson in here? Is Locatus how you pronounce that name? I'm sorry. I wouldn't be a real streamer if I pronounced every name right, of course. You know how that goes.
I usually say Locatus, so, we got two different versions here.
Okay. And then Stimson, welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. I don't know. I always say guys as a group of people as well. It's like this thing, no matter how many people in there, I'm always like, hey, guys, how's it going? You know how that goes, but how you been?
What's up, dudes?
Right. What's up, dudes? How's it going? You know, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We actually, so a half hour ago, we get on a VC in Discord and we go, what are we going to talk about tonight? Oh no, what's going to happen? You know, and now, well, apparently our brains came together and we have a ton of things to talk about. We probably won't get to them all, but we got a pretty packed show today.
We're going to get through them all in 5 minutes and still have nothing to talk about. Burn
through everything and just be like, wait, what just happened to us? Oh no. But towards the end of the show, we'll announce this new segment idea that we have that's hopefully gonna, make it a little bit more fun, probably going to be placed right in the middle to kind of break up the general chit-chat versus playing a little game, I guess we'll say,
And we are live on Twitch, so we are going to try to potentially talk more with the chat a little bit more today even. So if you say anything that is relevant or what we're going to talk about, we'll just say your name and continue the topic.
Yep. So how has your week been? It's been weird for me because I'm on vacation, but I'm not doing anything. How about you? How's your week been?
I mean, that's a staycation. That's a normal thing, right? It's just you didn't plan this one to be
right.
that, I
well,
suppose?
I planned it to be a staycation, but and then we had like a set group of things that I wanted to do that all ended up being scratched because obviously we were staying inside. So it's very interesting, like how my life has felt the last 5 or so days.
Yeah, this is my first time work from home, like ever, besides like, a random day here or there. So that's been a new experience. Having meetings the same time as Becky and trying to not both hear each other on each other's calls or whatever. A little weird because we're usually in the same room. If we know we're both going to talk, I'll just go to the kitchen with my laptop. But, little things like that you don't really think about until you're trapped in your house. But otherwise, I've enjoyed it because I've had plenty of games to play and plenty of friends in places like Discord.
I don't know if it was before last week's show or after last week's show, but I took something directly from one of those government press conferences, and this lady says, right now we have to have social distancing, but what it really should be called is spatial distancing. And I was like, that's a really good way to say it, because socially we have Discord, we have all these ways to actually still interact with each other, FaceTime, getting on these group calls together and just still hanging out. My wife has been doing this really interesting thing. She FaceTimes with a bunch of her friends and they play board games together that they all happen to have in their house.
Do they all put each other's pieces on their board and move them, or do they each only have one piece or something?
It's a little weird how it's working, but they're almost playing it by themselves but still together in a way.
Okay.
So they're not tracking like other pieces.
I could see you play like Monopoly, but you each only have your piece on your board, and you just tell each other who you owe or something. It'd be real hard to keep track of.
Right.
But...
And then they tried to play cards once, and I was like, this isn't going to work. And they're like, why? Well, why not? And I'm like, because you're going to have the same exact card, and that's not possible in cards. And so they tried it anyway, and then they're like, oh, wait, you're right. We both have the same stuff, and this is not working at all. I'm like, yeah, it's just sign onto the internet and play Uno on the internet, like...
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good time, in the age to be home because we have plenty of stuff. Like you said, I mean, we have infinite ways to talk to each other and to feel like we're not alone, even if you're in your own place alone.
Yeah.
I mean, we both have our significant others, but even for people who are actually alone in their home, they don't have to actually feel like that.
Right. Like, I think Snapchat took advantage of this situation. And I say take advantage loosely, but they released an app where you can play, like, that game Heads Up where you do the flip phone thing and stuff like that?
Yeah, that game's fun.
Apparently there's a Snapchat one where you're all on a video chat and you can play that game together just through the video chat. It's kind of interesting.
Oh, that seems
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So
Ancient Bread brings up a good point here for you, Darth. Just play Tabletop Simulator. It's, I think, on Steam.
Okay.
You can basically play most of those board games through the computer.
Really?
I would assume you have to rebuy like
For-
games
for each
but
person and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to look into that, Ancient Bread. Thank you. That's
I have heard of it. I've never used it, so I can't talk much. I mean, I've seen people play Uno. Becky's played
Yeah.
Uno.
I got Uno for $2.99 just the other day. I think it's still on sale. So if you want Uno, go to Steam and grab it right now. It's on sale.
There you go.
So a couple of the topics that we have, there's something that's bugging me, and it's been happening in a lot of my Discords lately. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because, I mean, this show originates from a Discord, right? So
It does.
it almost feels like a lot of these places are kind of dying, just changing a lot, and the interaction level is dropping a little bit. And,
Yeah.
How do you feel about
For sure.
how
Yeah,
the
we talked about it.
direction?
You initially said Discord's dying, and we had to rephrase because the company's definitely not dying.
Right.
And I don't think Discords in general are dying. I think communities, especially focused around things like Twitch, because that's our experience, have taken a toll. We've talked about this in the past. Twitch got rid of communities. That hurt. I know a lot of communities have had drama. A lot of communities have had, done shady things, shady business, if you want to call it, and kind of scared off other people from even wanting to be part of any of these. Or, they don't want to be part of that. Oh, you got partnered from follow stuff and all that.
Which actually,
so people kind of stray away from it.
artificial building of your audience, like follow for follow and sub for sub and stuff like that, aren't those against the TOS, technically speaking?
Probably.
I think they are. That's why like follow bots and stuff get you pinged pretty badly.
Which is weird because isn't like Commander Root like partnered on Twitch and he's in all our chats?
I don't remember. I don't actually watch that. Daxon says yes, that is actually part of the TOS. So thanks, Daxon.
Somebody check our viewers right now and tell us if Commander Root's hanging out, because that dude's partner on Twitch and I've seen him in my chat. And you go to his channel and it's like all statistics about Twitch or something on it. I don't even remember. It's been like a long time since I've been there, but it was an interesting channel. I don't know how he got partnered because I've never seen him live. The channel's live, but there's like nobody there.
Oh, weird. I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds interesting.
But yeah, so anyway, I think I was kind of talking to you right before the show about communities or whatever potentially being dead, but like I brought up a Destiny Discord, of course.
No,
that is it's all focused around the game and finding groups to play with, and it is very much alive. Granted, I don't know if there's any meaningful communication going on besides, does anyone want to play this? Does anyone want to play this? Anyone want to play this?
Sure.
And then people answering. So I don't know if anyone knows who each other is or, cares. But it's very much alive. So I think it depends on the topic, what the Discord's function is. I'm sure anybody who has a group of like 10, 20 people they play games with, that Discord's probably for them active,
Yeah.
I usually do group DMs with like, if I have a group I'm playing with more frequently in that time, I'll do a group DM. But
it's almost like my mindset behind Discords has changed a little bit. So when I initially got onto Discord, the whole mindset was, okay, I have to do this thing that everyone tells me on YouTube videos about how to grow your Twitch channel. I have to network. Okay, so I have to go and I have to jump into these Discords and I have to start talking to people. And then, like, after you do that initial push, because I was actually a person who was more a Reddit user and a forum user, I just kind of came from that
Me
way.
too.
So the active conversations were weird to me in the beginning. But once you get yourself used to it and really put yourself as a part of a community, it almost feels more weird to then promote your stuff, Like, you go in there for the actual interaction and then you see the going live channel and you're like, I don't know any of these people and I feel weird posting in here because I don't ever check it, so what would anyone else check it for? It's like Discords have changed in my mind now. It's no longer for promoting yourself in a way.
Yeah, I've noticed that even with personal Discords, like for a long time, probably like a year or so after original Twitch crew, it was active back then, and every everybody made their own personal Discord, which is fine. You know, they should, because if their Twitch channel takes off or is doing well, or people want to talk to them specifically, that's the place to do that. But everybody made a Twitch Links channel. You know, oh, come promote your channel in my Discord, and then you'd literally go to everybody's personal Discord, and the same people would copy paste,
every single one,
copy paste. And we all know, you know, it probably didn't accomplish much, but it still happened, and we all know why too, because everybody's trying to get that next viewer, that next follower, the next person to care about their content. It's definitely that weird circle.
It's really hard to promote yourself, and like I actually removed in my Discord, I removed that channel completely, and then I put in the little welcome section, I put a thing that says, where do I post my go live? And I'm like, not in this server. Like, this is for interaction with me. This is for squad ups with me. It's not for that. Like,
I did the same, and my thought kind of was like, if I get to know you or you're a big part of my community, if you go live, I might announce it. I might tell you can now use the announcement channel if you're super active. You know, like, who knows? It's you know, I don't need a channel for you to post your link.
It feels like
because I know no one's gonna click it. It's almost just a useless channel.
It almost feels like an artificial join from. So if you see someone in your personal or any Discord really, and you're like, I've never seen that person actually type and interact with anyone, but they want us to click on their link and just be like, oh, hey, how's it going? We're part of this group together. What? Why?
I'm sure this happens in every industry to some point. Like, it's like if you went to a convention and you walked up to somebody and handed them a business card and walked away.
Actually,
are they ever going to visit whatever that business card says? No.
That's a really good example of what link posting is. Just walking up to someone being like, here's my business card, see ya. Okay.
And I think it's even worse in the streamer world because so many people can do it easily. So many ages are doing it.
Well, now
people who haven't learned like the kind of etiquette.
Yeah, well, now I'm seeing all these posts on Twitter, because I follow hashtags on Twitter as well. So I see a bunch of posts where people are like, okay, well, since I have to stay home, I've decided that I'm going to try to make a little bit of extra money streaming on Twitch. How do I get started? I'm like, you're not just going to turn it on and start making money. What are you talking about?
You need 7 streams to even become affiliate, and that's if you can get 50 followers and 3 average viewers immediately.
I'm like, well, why that's not how this works. I reference, remember that old commercial where it's the old ladies and she's putting all the pictures on the wall and she's got her old lady friends and she's like, I unfriend you. And then she's like, I take you off my wall. And the one goes, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Because she just basically...
I've never seen that, but that is
She basically doesn't understand. So she's got her wall with pictures of her friends on there. And then she's like, I unfriend you. And throws a picture on the table. Oh, it's
a lot harder to fix your top 8 on that wall,
right?
Huh?
Oh.
I'm showing my age now.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so you mentioned the top 8. I tweeted out, I want to say it was this week, but I go, I treat my Discord sorting order kind of like my old top 8 on MySpace, because I'm like, oh, I talk in this one more now. Let's drag that one up. Oh, this one, I don't talk as much anymore. I'm going to drag that one down a little bit. Or this one goes into a folder.
I do that a little bit.
It's like, I rank, it's like a ranking system to me. It's completely...
I think it's less about like favoritism though, and more just about like what actually is useful to you.
That's true. So, well, MySpace was totally like, you're out of my top 8 now. Pff, kicked, and all of a sudden, you know, you've just broken up the friendship or whatever, you know.
Because like, even if my best friend made a Discord and didn't talk, I'm not putting it at the top of my list because it's useful. I'm not going there. It'd just be a waste of like my viewing.
Right. You're like,
I don't know.
I don't want to have to scroll to get to the most active things, so I'm going to put you down here. Sorry.
Most days I don't have to scroll at all. I don't know if Daxon in the chat was serious. What's Reddit? Reddit is a forum where I actually compare it a lot to Discord if you were serious, because it categorized, and each subreddit has its own mods, its own topic, its own. It's kind of like its own Discord server in a way.
It's more the forum style, so it's not live. So like I do the same lurking that in there that I do in Discords a lot. Hi Baggy, welcome. And it's very, it's like the armpit of the internet. It really is. You can find some really good stuff on there, but every single time I've tried to be, because I try to go on there and help people out and like their support questions and things, because that's kind of just like my niche, if you will, for Discord and for Reddit. And when I go in there and I'm trying to help someone, and then someone who really just doesn't know what they're talking about will be like, this guy's wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Can you please prove this? Don't just tell them I'm wrong, because now they're not going to believe it. And now it's going to be 17 more things that I have to go into detail on so that they know that I'm actually trying to help them.
Yeah, as our chat's saying, Reddit's awesome till it's not. It can get weird fast. Exactly. As I said, every subreddit is ran by a different group of people. So just like, if the mods are a good team and have a clear vision of what they want that subreddit to be, it can be very useful. Yep. But then if you go to another one where the mods are trolls
so opinionated that nothing gets really posted, everything gets deleted all the time. I've been a part of those where I'm like, what can we post here? Because these all follow the rules, but I keep seeing all these posts get deleted, and I'm not understanding why,
The promotion side of Reddit's just like Discord, like you're saying. I mean, you go to whatever game you're playing and you try to post your Twitch link or something. I mean, even if you've talked a lot in that subreddit, they're going to delete your link and be like, no self-promo.
It's so, it's so weird. And it's weird that the places that you feel like you should be able to do self-promo is now not allowed. Like, it's frowned upon in all these places. So it's like, oh.
Well, you have to walk the tightrope, I call it, You have to be like, here's a useful video or clip of something in game,
right,
and then it's you on stream doing that thing. So you're kind of like walking that line of
you're like self-promoting because it's content that can be useful to people, and then you're like, am I gonna get banned or am I gonna get warned? Like, how's this gonna work? Because I don't know. It's just growing yourself by posting in other places is a no, I guess I would say. But how, like,
majority of the time.
What do you use to grow yourself or grow the Discord and grow just community in general? How do you go about it?
So, I mean, the community itself, I would say originally was a lot of I'd call it cold calling.
Right.
Kind of finding other streamers that I noticed either, kind of had good vibe but didn't have an audience, and being like, hey, like, at the time, we were an affiliate machine.
That's true.
Being like, hey, join us, and you can meet some new people, get your first kind of followers, viewers, whatever. And we still hope that can happen, but more naturally. Like, if you're new and you come in, you make a bunch of friends naturally. Right. Some of those people may come and watch your channel. Don't expect it, but if you made friends with someone, you'd hope a friend supports a friend, right?
You would hope, yeah. You would hope.
Especially doing a passion that you're both caring about.
Right. I guess it's a little easier for the community side of it, because at least, yeah, sure, it was an affiliate machine for a little while, but there's a bigger benefit there than just affiliate. So if you're drawn in by the affiliate machine, okay, but then you end up actually like making real friends and having real interactions with people, that's obviously just another bonus. It's just, that
was the goal, is to kind of like, affiliate was like the
carrot.
Here's the it was the carrot, but you come in where the goal is, if we can get you to actually enjoy the place and make friends, you're gonna come back even if you hit affiliate, because that's where all your friends hang out.
Yeah.
And it did kind of function like that. We had plenty of people who hit affiliate a long time ago and still hung out every day. We still do. I mean, they found friends there. And then you have the opposite of the people who just wanted to try to make money on Twitch. They came in, they got affiliate by talking, and then the second they were affiliate, you never saw that person.
They were gone because they made it.
I think that's what killed it. I think that's kind of what killed communities, because we all got sick of following these people that you never heard from again, or helping these people reach a goal that you never heard from again. So you burn out.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
So we're kind of trying to take the more backseat, like, natural approach. This is a place to make friends. We do things together. We have events. There is no promise of anything. And we do have, we have promos in our Discord, but they're hopefully there for the right reasons, and we at least know who you are, because we're going to reset your rank
every single month.
Every
2 months.
2 months.
2 months, right.
That's right now. So join the machine, stay for the community. There you go.
Nice, Jackson. That's
maybe we'll just change our tag to that.
all the text to that. That's funny. Oh man. So let's talk briefly about this new segment that we're thinking about.
Wow, he tells everyone they have to wait till the end.
Yeah,
And
I'm
he's
too
just like,
excited for
I'm
it.
gonna give it to
I'm
him
too
today.
excited for it. It's gonna be so much fun. Okay.
So when I'm not streaming, gaming, working, or maybe even while I'm working, I will listen to radio talk shows a lot, and then podcasts. And a lot of the talk shows on the radio have some sort of, I want to call it like game show type.
Like it's
Thing?
almost like
It's-
we'll call it a skit, if you will, because it's kind of like
There
a
you go.
skit.
Yeah.
It's not like a skit where you all of a sudden see me and Baggy Noodle Arms on a green screen and we're doing stuff like that. But yeah, a game skit, kind of just something
Right.
to
So
interact.
we want to run with that and kind of like come up with things that chat, if they want to, can get involved. But we can also still do, even if,
If
no one else has any
no one,
input
right.
or anything. So the idea is to get you involved and have fun. But if you don't, we'll be able to run with it.
So some example games
So we have,
that the first ideas.
yeah, exactly. So we have like, you ever seen on Twitter or something describe your favorite game poorly or your favorite movie poorly? So, me and Darth can play that, and if anyone wants to type their favorite game in a poorly described way, me and Darth can try to guess it. And if we can't, then hopefully you tell us, so we're not all just left hanging for the rest of the time. But
they type in there, we read it, and then they go AFK, and we're like, oh, well, that didn't work at all.
we could try to do segments like Becky listens to one where like they do a street match where they try to get the person on the radio and the person on the street to match answers.
Okay.
And if you match enough, you get like a prize. I mean, we wouldn't have prize, but we're basically going to try to take all these outside games that we've heard of, maybe not games, but like you said, like a skit or a concept that can be more interactive, and try to bring them to the show. So that's going to be the next week project, to find some of these that will work for us and then do them.
I think it'll be a fun little break in, because obviously this is a chat show, but at some point you kind of want a little bit of interaction at a deeper level, because obviously we can't keep up with the Twitch chat 100% of the time. We're trying to mix it in a little bit more, which I'm doing it again where I'm just like, I'm talking to the image of you on the screen and forgetting to look over there, because you look into people's eyes when they talk to you, right? Your virtual eyes, whatever. But
Yeah.
we're just trying to bring a next level of interactivity into the show. We'll probably put it in the middle to kind of split up, the first section of topics with the second section of topics and things like that. But,
because the problem is trying to balance. We want to bring this to Spotify and such. So we want the listener to listen to this and not be like, what's going on there? Who's he talking to? But we want our live audience to not feel ignored for an hour and a half.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, I've been a part of a couple of shows where it's literally just them. They're recording an actual show on like YouTube, but they're just not interacting at all. And it feels almost like, why didn't I just watch this later on YouTube? Why do I have to be here live at all?
Yeah.
So we just want to bring that next level of, this is why you're here, so you can hang out and play games with us, Not games like Twitch normally, but you know what I'm saying? Like those little fun things.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be really neat. Stay tuned to the announcements channel, or the C2 community's Twitter. We'll announce what we're actually going to be playing, probably in advance, which we did a really bad job of promoting the show this week, didn't we? Ugh.
Yeah, I'm surprised anybody's here. But yeah, if anybody has any like radio shows they listen to that they do some sort of skit and they think it'd be fun to see us try to come up with our own way of doing that, let us know. If we also aren't opposed to guests on the show, this is not always going to be a Darth and Noodles talk. Although we both probably will be here every episode, other people are welcome.
I have a 3-cam scene already made, so we're ready for it. We're just waiting for that guest,
We're looking at you. I was going to talk about something else that we brought up the community, kind of talked about our own channels, but we were talking about it before the show, and it was kind of naming is tough, the whole branding thing. So I brought it up because I'm working with an artist to get logos, emotes, like all this new stuff to actually have a brand instead of just like having my name and being live. And I was about to ask you, like, how do you come up with your emotes and your logo? And then I was like, well, Darth, so it's a lot Darth
all
Vader.
The Darth Vader stuff.
You mentioned wanting to change that, but we didn't actually get into it because we said we'd save it for the talk show.
Yeah, so the biggest problem I have with my emotes is the fact that they're too busy. And naming things is one of the most difficult tasks. How long did it take us to come up with Creator Crew? It's C2? Like...
Yeah, I like the name, but let's be real, it's not even like... It's cool, but it's not... I still almost feel like we could have kept working on it, right? Like, you could always keep working, but at some point we had to have a name and we had to like it. And
because the suspense was built up for so long. It's like, there's going to be a big change of the community, changing names and all that. And then everyone's like, okay, when's it?
And I think the problem now is, like, I kind of liked this. I liked the short, almost esportsy type name. So like C2 works for that. But then our community that we've built is so used to a like literal Twitch crew that Creator Crew fits that narrative. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying like the Creator Crew, and then if you say C2, it's almost confusing. So it's like that weird. Now we're almost dealing with a new problem. But
yeah, well,
we'll work through it, and I think people will understand eventually.
When I talk about it, I say C2 Creator Crew, and I'm like, wait, do I say one or do I say the other? Is it like
right? Like even together? This channel is C2 Creator Crew because C2 is too short to have on anything because 2 letters. Good luck.
Just make it really easy to remember, and it's CTWO. It's perfect, you know. No one will ever.
Yeah, I could do that.
No one would ever know.
And Creator Crew is like, I feel like too vague. Like that could be anything on the planet.
It is very very literal. Like we're a bunch of creators, and we wanted to keep Creator Crew. I mean.
See, the C2 took away from the literal. That's why like we stuck with that, because it's like get away from the super literal, but the name.
But we had to have a reason.
The idea originally was C2 was the name, and Creator Crew was
like the subtitle.
What it
almost.
Meant.
Yeah.
But like I said, now I've had people say, "Oh, I like being called Creator Crew," and they roll with that, and then we have the other half being like, "Oh, C2's cool."
I mean, either one does work, and I find, like I said, I find myself going C2 Creator Crew. And I'm like I pause for a second and go, should I have done that with both of them? I don't know.
Because the idea is like anybody in chat familiar with TSM or you, Darth, TSM, big esports org. I mean, nobody walks around and goes, yo, dude, do you know Myth from Team Solo Mid? Nobody says that. They say TSM. Yep. Everybody says TSM. A lot of people don't know what TSM stands for.
Or TSAN.
And that's okay.
That's one of the bigger like networking groups out there, right? What is it? Twitch streamers and networking or something like that.
I think so. Yeah,
that's
like that.
As literal as it can get, just like us. So there's nothing.
But as you said, I didn't even know what it stood for off the top of my head, but I knew TSAN once you reminded me. Kind of forgot they existed. But
well, that's the one that if you type in Twitch networking, because it's part of the name, so it pops up real quick. Because Twitch streamers and networking or streamer networking. So they did a good job on the. The SEO side by naming it that, because it'll be the first result for pretty much any search in that in that area what so but
thank you so much. I don't know if that works. I think you're missing the why.
Just he removed the space though, so it counts. The space is gone.
But yeah, you may have mentioned real quick there when we were offline that are you thinking about a rebrand or just a re-logo for yourself?
So no, I'm just basically I'm making like this product company thing that I've named Streamerific, which again, it's like one of those things where naming things.
I like it. Surprisingly.
Naming things is hard, and I was like streamer and terrific and blah. There we go, Streamerific. And so I ran with it. So that's basically going to just be a bunch of products that I create, trying to release something out there to enhance the content creation. But the idea there is that that's for content, and I can actually bring on some other people to create tools for that.
Right.
And then me as myself, I'm not going for necessarily a rebrand, but it's just going to be like DBA, I guess you would call it in the legal world, where it's, Streamerific, okay. DBA, the real Darth guy. So the real Darth guy is actually me, and then Streamerific is like the company me because I don't want to.
So as far as you're gonna stick with your logo that you already have and your everything.
Yeah, that's the plan right now, especially since my wife just made me 13 more shirts. So
Hey,
I have the
I like the
I
name.
have the whole wardrobe because basically I've had the same t-shirts since I was in high school. And my wife's like, you've got to get rid of some of these shirts. There's holes in the neck on this one. This one doesn't even have a collar anymore. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. And so I was like, why don't you just make me a whole wardrobe of real Darth Guy stuff? And she did. And so I just threw out all those shirts. And now my whole closet is just the real Darth Guy in all different colors, which I like. But it feels kind of weird because, like, do you ever get into the mode where you're around certain groups of people in your real life that you don't really share your content creation or streaming with in a way?
That would be assuming that I hung out with anybody in real life.
That's true. That's true.
Very, very rarely. And I guess family I'll give you. Like, when I hang out with family, there are certain shirts that I'm less apt to wear just because, like, you know, it's the typical, like, oh, that dude's the nerd in the room or whatever, which, like, most of the time I don't care. But there are rare occasions where I'm like, I'll wear something that I don't even want to talk about it today. I don't want to talk about, well, what the heck's that company mean or whatever, you know?
I definitely get the questions now that I wear the shirt all the time. Yeah. Because it obviously, they're like, what's the real Darth Guy? I'm like, well, first off, you're a jerk for not knowing because I've definitely told you. But it's me as a streamer content creator, and they're like, and you get that side-eyed look like, oh, you're one of those. Like, what? Why is that bad? You know? Have you ever gotten that side-eyed look where you're like, you know what? I'm a streamer, and they're like, really? Okay. You just want to make money playing video games.
Not as much as I hear about, surprisingly, and I think it's just because, like I said, I have a smaller group of friends, and they're all like those real friends that I could tell them I'm like, I don't know, work in the corner now, and they'd all be like, whatever makes you happy, dude.
They'd be like, which corner? I want to go see.
I want to go laugh at you or whatever. You know, like I could basically say I'm doing anything, and they're like, they may not support it themselves, like go out and watch or whatever, but they're not gonna make fun of the fact that I'm doing it. It's more, I guess it'd more once again be like family members who are concerned how I'm gonna like pay rent because now I'm on Twitch, and I'm like, I can do both. Yeah. I can do both.
That's actually a funny thing because one of the first questions I got when I started basically announcing it to the world that I'm trying to be a content creator, they're like, are you gonna quit your job? And I'm like, no. Why would I quit my job? My job pays for the house, okay? No, I'm not quitting my job, but I'm going to have this side thing.
I debate it very often. Oh, yeah. I'm just like, I want to quit my job. I don't have anything to do. Maybe I'll just be a full-time streamer. Yeah, that won't make any money, but I'll do it anyway.
If I could, let's be honest, any of us out there, literally any of us out there that have the 9-to-5 job or whatever hours you work, you know, the normal everyday job, plus you're trying to do the content creation thing. If the content creation thing took off, it's not like you're going to be like, nope, I got to stop doing that because I have this other job. You're like, no, well.
I wouldn't say anyone, because I know some people who I believe and have said, like, streaming to me, I don't want to be a full-time job. Like, I love it. I want to be successful in it, but I want it to stay as a side.
That's interesting, because, like, I agree
with you.
Totally.
Most people, I feel like, would rather play video games for a living.
That's the stereotype, right? Is that streamers just want to play video games for a living.
Some do. Let's be real. There are some very successful streamers that are just that damn good at a game.
They're the exception.
That is what they do. They do play games for a living very well.
They definitely are the exception to the rule.
But it is not me, I will unfortunately say, and I'm only getting older, so I think my time has come and gone to potentially be the best at a video game.
Well, an interesting thing, so there's actually a couple of people in chat, Baggy saying it, Daxon saying that they would not like streaming to be a full-time job, but I guess what I'm saying is more on the lines of content creation. So streaming is one of the things that you do, but you're also doing videos, and you're doing brand deals, and you're doing some other stuff, and maybe you even actually have a whole team of streamers, kind of like I take a lot of inspiration from Alpha Gaming. They have Harris Heller and they have Sam, and they both do the streaming on that platform, but they actually have like products that they release, stuff that they give their community, and they're actually doing more businessy like things on the background. So I think that would break the monotony of like, you know, the Dr. Lupo or Dr. Disrespect, where literally you're just sitting every single day playing whatever game that you're either getting paid for or that you know brings a lot of audience members, things like that. So I would want to say that for me, content creation would be the career rather than streaming, if you will.
Mine would probably be gaming, but I do sometimes have that worry that if I started to take this so seriously that I was gonna like, you know, go hard at it and like really, really try to make it, that I would almost hate gaming. And that's like a big fear because that is my go-to like relaxation, hang out with my friends, like just get away from the real world for a moment. And I wouldn't want to play games so much and feel forced to maybe play the game that gets my views, even if I don't like it that day. I mean, you know, you've seen the streamers punch their webcams or whatever just because they're so mad that they have to play Fortnite or, you know, another battle royale just because it's the big thing to do.
I struggle with
selecting. Fear with that.
I struggle with selecting a game all the time because sometimes there's
only one game.
I just want to play. Oh, right. There is only Destiny. That is it. But like, I have this whole collection of games that I haven't even started. I'm looking at them right now and I go, you know, it's just some of them I'm reserving only because I don't want, while I do like streaming video games, I also want to experience that on my own where I don't have to entertain and I don't have to talk and I don't have to worry about chat and I don't have to present it in a way.
You don't have to sit up straight in your chair if you don't want.
I don't even have
to.
That's my. I don't have to take a shower and like do my hair. Nothing. Like I'm good to go.
Well,
you know,
I clearly don't do my hair, but
I agree with you. Keeping gaming as a hobby is very important. I think I did a Darth Drives on that even, if I remember.
I think I may have. Yeah.
But I think that's important. But what if, you know, content creation could also be, okay, I'm creating content so my community page, so C2 in your case, we do tournaments, so I'm running the tournament and, you know, we got this because we put Call of Duty Warzone in the tournament this week, we got a little bit of money supporting us. Not that right. Call of Duty would ever.
Oh, I'm on your side of thing here. Like, if content creation was a, you know, viable career for me right now, I would make the jump.
Yeah.
Like, I would be like, see you later.
I'm over the fence and I'm out.
Yeah. No more 9 to 5. I can stay up all night and play if I want.
It's interesting because this staycation, or coined by the Dawn, the quarantine-cation that I'm on right now, is it's really interesting because I'm getting to work on a lot of things like the Streamerific thing that we talked about, like just all these other little projects. And it almost feels like I am a full-time content creator just because I'm not going to my 9 to 5 job. And I'm like, I kind of like this. This is cool. Any idea that comes to mind, anything that I want to make, I just go, okay, well, I'm going to work on that right now and promote that right now. So it's kind of interesting. It's almost like it feels like I'm a full-time content creator, but there is that little bit of I don't have any fear of paying the bills because of this content. So that's probably a little bit more why it's enjoyable for me. Because if I was stressing about what if this video doesn't get 50,000 views and I can't buy milk next week or something, you know? So
yeah, I think that's the thing. Exactly. Like, you may want to succeed just as much as you would, but you don't have to succeed as much as you would. Like you said, you can afford your meal if no one watches your YouTube video. Or like, if you want to, hey, I'm sick of the videos that everybody likes that I make, I'm going to make a different video, and now no one watches it and you can't eat. It doesn't really, that's scary.
That is scary. Yeah, and that's where the locked into the games comes in. So these people, they're locked into, let's say, Fortnite, and they're like, I really just don't want to play Fortnite anymore, but it pays my bills, and I have to play Fortnite, unfortunately. So they just keep on going, and then
some of them think they have to, and they don't.
Right.
Like, people will support them otherwise, but they're in their head. Or, you know, even if they had 1,000 less viewers, but they're usually at 10,000, like, okay, it's a bummer, but
you can build that back. Especially at that level, like if you drop from 10 to 9, at that level you're still going to be at the top, you're still going to build, you're just going to fall a little bit in that lull for the people who literally were only there watching the game that you were playing, but you know. And that's another thing, like the way that we're trying to build this show, the way that I try to build my shows, you know, and we're trying to get people to know us a little bit more, then
Be our friend.
Please be my friend. Please.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Like, you have the ability to do different projects or be more varied if you get people to like you.
Yeah.
Not because you play their game, but because they like you. And sometimes you'll still lose some of those people if you're playing a game they hate
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
But at least if you play a similar game and they don't hate it, they'll probably show up just because now they like you.
Yeah, like
Or they might lurk you either way, who knows?
I'm pretty much a first-person shooter player pretty much all the time. Well, no, I can't even place you in the first-person shooter category. You're just a Destiny player, and that's it.
Hey, I've played Sea of Thieves.
That's
quite
true.
A bit
I did
on
stop
stream.
into one of your Sea of Thieves streams, and I downloaded it that night, but I haven't played it yet.
You did?
Yeah, I got it because
You should.
I'll give it a shot at some point.
Yeah. So speaking of games, what have you been playing, Darth?
Well, I recently, since I have a little bit of extra free time right now, it's fabulous because I got to dive into the backlog a little bit. So I've been playing things like I tried Stanley Parable, I've tried Hitman,
That was
Hitman
fun.
2, and then this game called Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun, which was free, and it's actually really fun. But I'm just playing a bunch of random things. I'm forcing myself not to just jump into Insurgency or Call of Duty or Tarkov because I've played those so much. I'm forcing myself to be like, okay, this morning I'm going to play something that I haven't touched yet just to see if it's going to be the next game that I just want to devote a bunch of time into. So primarily Hitman 2. I like it's still a shooter, yes, but I like the tactics and the thinking portion of it. So it's a little more than Call of Duty's run forward, and if you see someone, shoot it.
That's what I want to do.
I know. That's why I had to switch off of Tarkov a little bit because I'm like, I don't get to fire my weapon enough. I walk around so much, and
You gotta crawl in that game so no one hears
I know.
you.
Like, I love the realism of that game, but sometimes I'm like, I just want to shoot something. I just want to let bullets fly. Come on.
I think that's why I couldn't play that game.
It's
You did mention a game in that list there that you kind of have, I would say, exciting
to
talk about.
Insurgency Sandstorm. So the funniest thing happened with them. They're well, not the funniest thing, but they're releasing on console soon. And I was like, you know what? I have a really good idea in my head to try to market with them. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this video. I'm going to pitch that. I'm a small streamer right now. Right now, your category is really small. Let's grow together when you inevitably have that crazy growth for the console release. And I submitted a partner application and actually got partnered. So I'm partnered with Insurgency Sandstorm. And there's an interesting thing coming up here pretty soon. I don't know if everyone will know who this is because you didn't know him when I mentioned him, but
I knew the name.
There is a chance that I'm going to be playing that game along with Sacriel for the free weekend, and hopefully, just because I'm a partnered Insurgency player, and they're just paying him to play the game to get more exposure. So hopefully that all comes together, and I actually can get a little bit more exposure out there. Because the idea was just simply, and the sales pitch was, hey, you guys are a small category on Twitch right now. You're averaging like under 50 viewers. I'm a small streamer. Let's grow together, and let's put together some real content. And they said yes. I couldn't believe it when they said yes. It's the old tweet that I tweeted out probably like 6 months ago where I go, you know how cool it would be for one single company to just be like, I believe in you. Yes, let's go together.
I remember that tweet, yeah.
And it happened. So I'm really excited about it. The partnership happened right at the moment when all of this, everyone started working from home and stuff. So the uptick of promotions and things like that have been going a little slower, but they said yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
So can you share what does the partnership look like? Like, is there any, you have to play at this amount of time? Do you get money? Do you get what does that look like?
That's probably everyone's primary question. And I was really unsure. Like when they accepted it, I was like, cool. Now what? Now what happens? Like, okay, I still play the game, and what do I do? So they're gonna do a whole write-up about me being part of the team. I'll probably even be on one of their development blogs where I'll be the one playing the game for them while they're doing their announcements and things like that. and like this promotion with Sacriel, so they're gonna give me things like merch and keys, like Steam keys, to give away the game on the channel. They're gonna promote when I'm going live on their Twitter and on their Instagram and things like that. And it'll just be me or not me primarily, but the group of partners primarily being the ones that they promote to grow their game. And I don't get paid any money necessarily. There are opportunities later for that to happen, but it all depends on how the group of partners all build up the game. Because if obviously we can bring it up to a good money making point, I'm sure we would get some extras in there. But I'm really excited for the merch and the Steam keys and stuff like that, and then just this year promotion stuff. So it's not like a Call of Duty partnership that Dr. Disrespect has, where they're like, we're gonna give you $2 million, and then you play this game.
Yeah, play our game for one day.
Interesting thing though is that so I'm a partnered streamer, and only 20% of my stream has to be Insurgency Sandstorm. That's it. So it doesn't even have to be that much.
That's not bad.
So I stream 3 days a week. If I do 1 day of Insurgency, that's enough.
It's 33.3333333.
Yeah, exactly.
I could keep saying 3 if you guys want.
Just for the rest of the show, you just keep repeating 3, and I'm like, mute him. But yeah, it's so only 20% of so it's not like my content now all of a sudden has to be just Insurgency Sandstorm, and now I'm shoehorned into just playing that game. It's a pretty cool little situation. Of course, they are a smaller developer. They're technically releasing on all consoles and all that, so they're a big developer, but they're a smaller company than like a Call of Duty or one of the big guys. They're not AAA, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Who is the developer?
Bohemia Interactive.
Okay.
And New World Interactive.
Yep, I've not heard of it.
So they're smaller, but it is literally that a company said yes and believes that I can help them.
No, I mean that's something right there. Like you said, if nothing comes else out of this, like it gives you a little faith in yourself because they believed, and and if any exposure is exposure, it helps. Even though there's always that joke, don't work for exposure or whatever. Like, but sometimes it can get
like
you there.
We were talking about before. We're not allowed to post on Reddit. We're not allowed to post in Discord. We're not allowed to do this. So you're like, how do I promote myself? So hopefully this will work out. And it's
for both of you and the game.
And I don't think it's bad for either of us. And that's why I don't understand sometimes partnership, because the streamer is going to be more excited than the company. And really it's just going to make, the company, if they're not paying you directly, there's really no harm there. So giving away Steam keys, giving away merch and stuff like that.
What do they lose? Like maybe $100 to give you some merch, some keys, and
to have someone that's passionate about the game, promoting the game and making content for the game. So it's interesting. It's really cool. And like I said, it's moving a little on the slow side right now, only because of their whole company mindset and their whole company structure has changed because of work from home and stuff like that. So. Which is good for me, because I've gotten time to work on my own personal project while this is kind of also mixed in going forward too. So yeah, I'm super excited.
Hone your craft while you wait.
Yeah. Luckily, I guess my little promo video that I sent them, they were like, no one's ever done that before, ever. And I was like, no content creator has ever sent you a video to apply for partnership? That's weird. It seems like that would be the first thing
that is a little odd
for a content creator to go for, because you're trying to sell your personality and who you are as a content creator, not just, I play your game, man. Can I represent you? I'm
gonna have to find a video editor and paste my face on top of yours and replace the word, Insurgency Sandstorm with Destiny every time you say it, and then just throw it out to Bungie and see how it goes.
That would be hilarious. And it's me, my voice the whole time, and then all of a sudden Destiny in your voice.
Destiny 2. and then back to you.
Oh man.
You think it'll work? I gotta give it a go.
I almost want to make that video just because it would be awesome to see. Oh man. Well, thanks for asking about that.
So that's less exciting for your news, but I got my own island recently.
Oh yes, I know. Remember, I wanted to.
Not quite a partnership, but I do own my entire own island.
What do you do on this
So,
island?
I fish, I catch bugs, I plant trees, I help my fellow animal neighbors.
I've been hearing a lot of people are struggling with bees on their islands. I see on Twitter all the time, or hornets.
It's the wasps.
Is it the wasps?
The
Okay.
wasps.
Yeah, I saw a video
the
of someone
bees
just
are
like
friendly.
running in a circle around a tree, and I'm like, I don't know why I watched that for like 5 minutes, but I just watched them run around their trees and do like figure eights and stuff. Oh man.
But we're talking about Animal Crossing for anyone who didn't catch the reference here.
I wanted to title this.
A big craze.
I wanted to title this Animal Crossing Anonymous today because I know basically like it's no longer the creator crew. We are going through another name change. It's now Animal Crossing Crew.
Yeah, Animal Crossing Crew. A lot of us are playing it. I've visited a couple islands, but it's a good time. It's like a weird time killer that's like almost a chore but still fun. It's one of those,
So one thing, I've never played Animal Crossing. I'm one of the people who have never tried it even once. And is it just like a busy work game? Like you're building kind of like your own little world in a way?
The shortest way I could put it is you get your own home
Okay.
and immediately a loan to pay that home. You get your mortgage, right? But
Wow, that game sounds fabulous. Hey, welcome to our game. Here's a mortgage.
It's a raccoon that gives you the house. Hey, 0% interest.
Oh.
Where do you find that in
Okay,
your life?
okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you get this loan, and your, I guess, only real goal is to pay the loan off.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because the second you do, he goes, I think you'd like a bigger house. You want me to make it bigger for a bigger loan? And he keeps doing that throughout. Like you end up with like 5 different rooms, 2 stories, no, 3 stories. Like you just keep doing it, and that's
So
the
how
game.
do you make money?
Everything else is. So you sell bugs you catch, you sell fish you catch, you find money by digging it up, shooting it out of the sky, shaking
you
trees.
dig up money?
Yeah, there'll be these little glowing spots in the ground. You dig it up, and there'll be a bag
I
of
guess
money.
it's kind of like Zelda.
You can shake a tree, money.
It's like Zelda when you cut down the bush, all of a sudden rupees are like, poof, there you go. You're now making money.
As Baggy said, some people's goal in the game is just to make everything pretty. I mean, Brock in the Box, one of our mods, he spent a lot of time on his island. If anyone visits, it's brick paths to every house,
Wow.
trees inside of fences, like fountains in the middle of everywhere.
So it's like
it is gorgeous.
like a busy, like your imagination, your own world, but just like a busy game in a way.
Yeah, I mean, there's limitations. They've removed most in the newest game. You can actually like put bridges and make ramps up things where you used to not be able to really change the landscape. I'm not that far into the game yet to do all of that.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, you pick where the new people who move in, like, put their house.
So you can sell part, like rent out part of your island to another player?
So I guess saying I own my own island is like partially false because I don't get any of their rent. They pay the same raccoon that I pay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's an interesting game. It's like a lighthearted Harvest Moon.
Okay,
or,
I've played Harvest Moon.
Farmville's like a super boring version of Animal Crossing, but it's just you kind of do whatever you want, and you can play with 7 people and yourself on one island.
Okay.
One person, it'll be one person's island, so like you can't progress paying off their house or do anything like that. But you can all go there and like fish together, take photos together.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Now,
name it. You can possibly do
so
it.
is it like a Minecraft situation where you can build literally anything, or is there limitations to the type of things that you can put in your home or purchase and things like that?
Yeah, I mean it's a catalog of items, and then you can using pixels, I believe 32 by 32 can draw.
I saw Hugh's Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, Bulbasaur. Yeah.
That was crazy.
So you can draw designs and then put it on a shirt, put it on a canvas, put it on a flag.
Okay.
Like,
so you can texture things.
Kind of customize.
Yeah.
Right. But as far as like you can't just dig a tunnel anywhere you want, or I don't know, make a skyscraper, or like your house is always looks the same from the outside no matter how long you play.
Okay.
Like with mild changes, roof color.
Is there
like
any plan
door ornament
for DLC to give you more stuff, I would assume?
I don't know. Nintendo's usually not the DLC king,
Yeah.
except for maybe Smash Brothers. They do just like any RPG or whatever MMO, I guess. There's like Easter events, Valentine's events, Christmas events, and those just pop up. You don't pay for
Right.
them. Different vendors show up in town.
I think my wife would really like this game, to be honest, because she plays like a bunch of those mobile games that are very similar to that.
Yeah.
Where you're like,
They have a mobile game, Pocket
oh,
Camp.
do they? Okay, maybe I'll.
So she can try that. It's a free.
Oh, it's free.
Kind of similar. Pocket Camp is
Okay.
free. They do have, like if you want this special item, pay real money. But a lot of it you can earn. Even those you can earn if you play enough.
Right. Okay. I mean, it.
Not as fun on the. You can't play with your friends on.
No, it's just like.
You can visit their towns, but you can't do anything with each
Interesting.
other in the mobile version.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get her to try it and see if she like it, because she.
This is now an Animal Crossing talk show.
Welcome
Thanks,
to Animal Crossing Hour. Well,
but it's a good game.
It sounds.
It's relaxing.
I'll be honest, it doesn't sound like a game that I would play, but it definitely sounds like a game my wife would love.
I think I like it because of nostalgia. I'll be real. I played it on GameCube. That's where it originated. So it's like I have a love for its game.
Yeah.
Because even today, I kind of found myself playing it a bit, and I was almost bored, but still playing.
You're like, I don't want to play this anymore, but I have to get that thing, or I have to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinda. I'm just trying to make as much money as I can as fast as I can.
That's
so
kind
I'm,
of
continuously playing.
So it's a weird comparison, I know, but it's kind of like how I started to feel for Tarkov for a little bit, where I was like, I'm just amassing money in things, but I don't feel like I'm really competitively playing the game. It's not like I'm jumping into matches and having a lot of fun shooting people, because it's a shooter.
Right.
But it's not, because you just, most of the time you don't actually shoot. Normally when you get in a gunfight, you just die because everyone's better than you. I don't know, at least in my experience. But it got to the point where I'm like, well, I don't want to just collect money anymore. I want to do something else, So I started playing a lot of Insurgency and a lot of Call of Duty and stuff like that, just because I felt like there was more of a purpose. I'm not collecting a bunch of money there, but I'm still winning. I'm winning the game of some sort. I didn't just go, I got out, and I win by not dying. Wait, what?
With all those games, though, I think even this, I think if I start being more social with the game, like I said, I can have 7 people on my island. I've only ever had one person at a time. That's not, and I am not even in a voice channel. It's usually Becky, so we're at least in the same room.
Right.
But there is an opportunity to play with 7 other people.
I mean,
could do almost community nights with it, where you all hang out.
Gaming, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, when I play by myself, I'm like, meh. I mean, it's still Call of Duty, so I'm still enjoying the shooting portion of Call of Duty. But last night, I played with Reveal and the Cooch, and that was one of the most entertaining nights I've had playing that game. I played with Don a couple nights ago, and it's the interaction with other people makes it better,
Yeah.
So
I still need to try that game. I watch it, and it looks like a ton of fun. I still might hate it, but I need to try.
I think your Destiny skills will translate well to Warzone, because Warzone, obviously there's the BR version, the Battle Royale, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
But my go-to game mode is Plunder, because you respawn and come back all the time. So it's almost like you have mini team deathmatches all over the giant Battle Royale map, and it's a race to whoever gets $1 million first. So you go around and collect, and when you kill other players, you take half of their money. So
it's funny, all the battle royales are just kind of copies of each other at this point, huh? Because I think Fortnite's had a few of those exact same game modes too, where they still have basically team deathmatch, like you're saying, whoever first to 100 kills or whatever, and you just keep spawning with your weapons.
It's loosely like that, because one of the viewers last night mentioned that it was I forget the game mode in Fortnite what it's called, but it's cool because
Team Rumble.
It might be that, yeah. It's really fun, because when you drop in, you collect a bunch of money, and then you start to have a bunch of money, and you start to get that nervous feeling, because you're like, oh, I hear gunshots around me. And then you get in a fight with this team, and then another team comes in, and you continually drop onto each other. So the only time you don't drop right over the top of the people that you just killed is if they wipe your whole team. If they wipe your whole team, you drop on the other side of the map. So you can't drop right back into the fight.
Because in Fortnite, you can almost always just keep landing in the same exact
So,
fight nonstop.
So if my team does really well and wipes both of those teams out, we know that they're going to spawn on the other side of the map and the battle is over. But if we keep
nice.
going and going and can't take out that last person on that 3-man team, they just keep dropping in on you, and you're just exchanging money, and you get a ton of money, and then all of a sudden you lose half of it, and it's just this crazy like team deathmatch feel in this bigger game. It's really fun. I think you'd enjoy it.
We'll have to play.
We'll definitely have to play because I play that quite a bit now. Since
we missed a bunch of Baggy tells you to get Animal Crossing for your wife and then make her add her. And welcome Vitals, welcome Edge. Vitals says he's waiting for us to all start playing RuneScape. Sorry, probably not going to happen for me. I have played it in the past. Was not a fan personally.
Did play that one.
But apparently they have a BR.
Interesting. Okay. When is Battle Royale going to die? Do you think it will ever die?
So I don't think it will die completely ever. I think because how long's Team Arena been around for? Forever. It's never gone away. I think any of these new modes that kind of get dreamt up will stay. It's just whether they'll be the mode, right? Like, we had an area where League of Legends was the game. Mm-hmm. I didn't play it, but it was the most watched, played, whatever. And it was, what do you even call that mode? I forget what the term is for that type of game. But, we went from that. We've had Battle Royales. Before both of those was, like I said, Team Arenas, the Halos, the Call of Duties.
I almost feel like Battle Royale, it's the satisfaction of risk versus reward. Like if you jump into, let's just take Call of Duty since we were just talking about it. If you jump into Call of Duty Team Deathmatch, there is no risk whatsoever. You die a couple times and then you respawn and keep going. But
what do you mean, dude? KD goes down.
Right.
And you can't flex.
Right. That's so true. I keep track of that sometimes, but it's just like this.
I do in Destiny.
It's this arbitrary thing where I'm like, I have to track something, right?
To see if you get better,
right.
Yeah.
But I think the Battle Royale is cool because of the risk versus and reward system, because it's hard to get a win out of 150 people in Warzone. It's hard to be that top 3. That's a lot of people to knock off the map. I know you're not knocking all of them, but it's just cool. And then obviously when you play Plunder, you're like, oh, we're almost winning. We're in first place right now, and then some team comes and takes you down, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, we got 8th. That actually happened to Cooch and I last night. We were in first place. 2 teams sandwiched us in, killed us, took all of our money, and then we ended up with 8th place at the end. And we're like, what the heck? We were doing so well.
That sounds like Mario Kart, where you're in first for two and a half laps, and then you get hit with that blue shell, and now you're in last
especially
place.
If there's AI players, because AI cheats in Mario Kart.
They definitely cheat. They always have whatever item they need at any given moment.
On that last lap.
Welcome, Manavault. As Vital said the same thing as me, basically, that BR is just the next, so MOBA. MOBA is what League is. It's just another mode that right now is the hot thing, but eventually will just be a game mode in the, it's like platformers platformers were like the original game that everyone played, Mario and Sonic.
And now they play Mario and
Mario's never gone away.
And they've sold it to us
the
17
times. Thing, right? I feel like every new game mode that comes around, if it's good enough, it stays. It may just not be the game
mode. What I would love? If they made, because I really loved Capture the Flag back in the day. So I would love if they made a BR type, or let's take Plunder. But there's maybe 3 different big teams, and the goal is to go capture the flag and bring it back. So you have to go attack someone's enemy base and bring back their flag. But it's on that huge map, I think that would be kind of interesting.
Objective game modes,
I love objective game modes, so giving me a reason to go over there and go attack that dude is always better to me.
Yeah, Halo was in my opinion, like the king of a lot of objective game modes, and there is a new Halo potentially in the next year that's an actual new, not just a port of all the old ones, and I'm interested to see what modes they think should be part of their brand still. Like, do they bring back all the capture the flags, oddball? Do they bring all that back to the online, or do they go with Battle Royale or something? Because
Halo Battle Royale sounds...
I know, but you have to wonder, what are they going to do for their online PvP. I don't think Battle Royale myself, but we didn't expect Call of Duty to go Battle Royale when it first did.
Blackout was almost like their experiment with Battle Royale ended up being successful, so that's why we have Warzone now.
Right.
I hope what they do is they keep Warzone free forever, update it with new maps, maybe even randomize which map you're going to be on instead of only being on one map all the time. Like, I don't want them to go Fortnite where they go, okay, you get Season 1's map and then you get Season 2's map, but you never get to go back to Season 1. I kind of like them both, you know? It's more like a PUBG. I like to be able to go to different places each time I drop in and play in different locations. So hopefully they'll keep it free.
Welcome, Petite.
Welcome, Petite.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do they sell a battle pass for that as well?
They do.
A skin machine?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a terrible term. I'm never saying that again.
Yeah, skin machine. Oh, God. But yes, wow. They have a battle pass, and it's just like you think. It speeds up the progression through the I forget what they even call it, just the tier system, whatever. And then you get each time you buy the battle pass, you normally get an exclusive skin for the battle pass. So like this time you get Ghost, which I literally bought the battle pass just so I can run around as Ghost, because Call of Duty Ghosts back in the day was one of my favorite games ever. So I just wanted that skin, and I'm like, since I got it towards the end, it was also way cheaper. It was only $10 for the battle pass. So
nice.
Like, okay. So it wasn't too bad.
A lot of people trash on battle passes. I personally don't hate that business model.
I don't either.
The game's free.
Right.
It's $15 or whatever, typically, like, let's say 4 times a year. So once a year, $60.
You're paying for...
That's what it costs for a game. And, they do have to keep pumping out skins or emotes or like whatever that game has, because they need me to want to buy the next battle pass. So it's really not a losing situation in my mind.
I like that mindset. So I like how it's changed from buy a $60 game and then you get loot boxes with all these skins and stuff and exclusive things that you can get. I definitely like the battle pass system, because here's another thing. I don't want to buy a $60 game just to find out I hate it. I've done it way too many times. I want to play the free version.
With these, you can play for free.
If you like it.
And then if you want extra stuff, you can pay $15.
I like that.
You don't even have to do it.
You could grind it out and play and get most of the things. Probably not all of the things, but you can get most of the things for free. Of course, like I said, I like to get the exclusive skins and some of the exclusive things in there. I mean, I don't even play Fortnite, but I bought Kylo Ren's skin just because, well, Star Wars. I don't know.
I log into Fortnite every day because you get free stuff if you own the Save the World mode. And I find often, and then I'll log into the Battle Royale just to see what the new skins are for the day. And I can't tell you how many times I've almost just been like, $20, I'll do that. And then I'm like, I don't play this game. Like, I've started a little bit again, but I definitely don't play it enough that I can buy a $20 skin every time I log on.
I liked the lightsaber mode that was out in Fortnite.
That was cool,
so it sucked me in during the lightsaber mode, so I played it for probably 2-3 weeks or whatever. And when I was running around, I'm like, I want to be Kylo Ren, so I got the Kylo Ren skin. So, I mean, I don't play Fortnite, but they made what is that, like $25 off of me just because of that one single event, and I gave them $25. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. Like you pop in there for something you're a major fan of, and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy this because now I might play this game, and then it never really hits home with you, and you move on, but you already gave them your money. So,
did you also buy what's that newest Star Wars game?
Fallen Order?
Fallen Order? Did you buy Fallen Order through the Epic Store?
I bought it through the Epic Store. Yep.
So you got a Stormtrooper skin for Fortnite as well?
I sure did.
There we go. See? They're trying to pull you in.
It seems like Fortnite is doing something amazing. Like when Avengers movies come out, when Star Wars movies come out, these big events pull people back in, even for just a little bit. But people like me, like I'm saying, they spend a little bit of money because it's something they love, and then they leave. And it's like, well, we got let's say we got 100,000 people's $20 just because of this one event. That's worth it, of course,
Yeah.
Crazy.
I like crossovers for most things. I mean, a few of the games I play don't have any crossovers, but like Sea of Thieves, because it's made very rare, they've had plenty of ship customization options you could buy that were Banjo-Kazooie from Rare, Perfect Dark. They did Viva Pinata. Like, those are cool. They're a throwback, but they made sure, like, if you didn't play the game, it still looked like it belonged in this game.
I would go back and play Destiny if they gave me Master Chief.
So I was just gonna
Like,
say
that
that
would be-
Destiny's never done a true crossover. They have things that like kind of like maybe that resembles this, but there's nothing that's like this.
Can you imagine if they put
And I always
Master
wondered-
Chief with the battle rifle and stuff like that in there? That would be. I think that would be cool, and it would pull me in.
It would be, but I don't know if it ruined the game.
Okay.
Because that game, they've worked so hard on like this lore story to it that like there's almost, if I walked around with a Mario hat, like it just would be like
Mental image. That's
it'd be-
hilarious.
it'd be it'd be weird. Granted, I still almost would be okay with it, but I think there is those games that almost are better without it.
I just
but
pictured.
a lot of games
I
it's
pictured
fun.
a hunter with a Mario hat. Like everything else is normal Destiny, and then Mario hat. That's
See, the game doesn't have that goofy vibe. Where like if Fortnite had a Mario hat, we'd all be like, "Man, that's
Right.
cool." If Sea of Thieves had like, I don't know, like the Mario M on like a captain's hat, we
yeah. You
wouldn't
wouldn't
blink an eye
yeah.
probably, because they're kind of goofy games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, like I think if Call of Duty had a Mario hat,
Ew.
sometimes they do though. Like Rainbow Six, I think sometimes does like really goofy skins. I'm pretty sure I saw a Twitch Prime free skin right now for like, you look like a pepperoni pizza.
What in Rainbow Six?
I think so.
What? That seems.
Somebody correct me if
That
I'm wrong.
seems a
but
little.
I'm gonna click the crown right now. Yeah, here we go. Rainbow Six Siege in-game loot, and it's literally a pepperoni pizza skin for an AR, a pepperoni pizza charm with like a
Oh,
shirt
no.
and sunglasses, and a skin.
I don't
So-
know about that. Like,
I don't know.
So, I understand the desire to start going in that direction to kind of bring the fun factor in, but Rainbow Six is supposed to be like, this is an elite task force training simulator.
I agree with you.
Like, it's not even some of the abilities in there where Rainbow Six originally started as it's supposed to be as realistic as it's an arcade realistic, basically, where things
Yeah.
aren't supposed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be outlandish and crazy. But now they're getting into some of those abilities where you're like, are these superpowers? Like,
I think it's them trying to stay relevant. I'm not making fun of the game, but like, when it's an older game, and then now you have things like Overwatch that can do anything because it's not a real world.
Yeah. I guess you do kind of put yourself
Futuristic
into a corner,
technology and
and
Yeah.
you're like, well, we're trying to be realistic, so we can't have all these goofy crossover. We can't have Star Wars crossover event in Rainbow Six Siege, unfortunately, because we just
Right.
can't. It's not our world, That's interesting though. But pepperoni pizza skin, maybe they're trying to. They did say that they want to bring 100 operators to Rainbow Six Siege before they do any kind of sequel or anything like that, and they want to make it free to play.
Oh, I was gonna say one of the main reasons, besides just not really caring for the game, that I don't play is I like one of these days I thought I might want to try it, so I bought the cheapest version they
Mhm.
had. As far as I could tell, there was no way to upgrade afterwards. So instead now I have to buy all the operators as packs. And it cost me like I feel like 200, I'm not doing real math
Right.
here. It could be like $20 for all I know, but last I checked, it was going to be very expensive to unlock all these
Yeah, because
operators to play the full game.
Once you unlock the base version, aren't the next versions are unavailable? Like they don't let you get the next version up? Is that, or am I misremembering?
I think you can get all the old operators, but you just have to pay
Well,
money.
no, I'm saying because they sell an ultimate edition that has everything
Oh,
in
yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? But if you
Right.
buy the base game, can you just jump to the ultimate edition? Or
I didn't see a way, but like I said, maybe mistaken. I didn't care enough for the
True,
game to go digging real hard, but I did a little research when I thought I might play it, and it didn't seem like an option. I mean, I thought they'd do the Escape from Tarkov route, where
I played.
it takes $20 off your next.
I like how
bundle.
Tarkov did that because I ended up eventually getting all the way up to the top version just because I was like, oh, I want this extra stuff or whatever. But so Rainbow Six Siege, I actually played that way back in the day before it was cool. I played it on release. Like I pre-ordered it, played it on release, everything like that, and then
Console?
on console on PS4. And then I went away from it because they didn't keep up with the game fast enough. So there were too many glitches to where the setup phase, because the attackers can't move their character. They only move the little the little remote control drone thingy, whatever. And there was so many glitches in the game where the defending team that's supposed to have their building walls and reinforcing stuff and putting everything together to prepare for the attack. They were able to get out. They know exactly where all the attackers spawn. So by the time you pop in, they shot you in the head already and game was over.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
And I was like, well, this game is just ruined for me. And I gave it, I guess, the old college try, as they say, where I was like, okay, they're going to release an update soon because this is something really terrible. Nope, it took way too long and enough time to where a new game came out and I never went back to it ever. And
I kind of hate that when you play a game almost too early. Like you play a game when it's new or exciting and it doesn't have, it's not fleshed out. So then you almost get that bad taste in your mouth and you're like, I'm never going back.
Yep.
Even though Division kind of did that for me, the original Division. Okay. I know it got like infinitely better towards the end, but like after that first quote unquote raid of fighting a non-moving tank in a room, I never went back because I was just so like frustrated with that was the event that
you were so excited
for, like, hours and days for. Yeah.
Division.
Same thing with Temtem right now too. Do you know Temtem?
No, I don't. Someone mentioned that earlier in chat actually.
That was Baggy. She was saying I don't only play those two games. I've played Temtem.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just say it as it is. It is literally a Pokemon clone.
Oh, okay.
It plays just like Pokemon. There's creatures just like Pokemon. You catch them, you train them, you fight them. It is, for all purposes, a Pokemon.
That is like the Japanese knockoff of an iPhone, but...
Yeah, but it's an indie studio here, I think.
That's weird.
I think maybe it's been long enough they can kind of get away with it. Also, I mean, they made their own creatures. You catch them with cards instead of Pokeballs.
Just because
maybe they changed enough.
Yeah, just because the idea is close, I guess, doesn't mean you can't use it. I mean, look at comic book characters and stuff, Marvel versus DC. Well, I guess that's kind of a different comparison, but still.
Or we said even 2 battle royales, like they're half the time almost reskins of the same game.
Didn't PUBG try to sue Epic when they came out with Fortnite because of the idea?
I heard that, yeah.
I think I remember that being a thing.
It became like this meme because before that, like Minecraft technically had battle royale version.
Well, wasn't H1Z1?
Play,
or wait, is PUBG
H1Z1?
Is PUBG was PUBG a mod for H1Z1 or am I remembering that weird? H1Z1 was a mod for something else. One of the battle royales originated as it was a mod for some other game.
Yeah, Team Fortress 2 or I don't remember. I know what you're talking about though. Yes, PUBG sued Epic.
I thought so.
I don't even know what came of that. DayZ was an Arma 2 mod.
Okay,
Vitals.
Thanks, Vitals.
So yeah, there was tons of little BRs at that time, or not little, but all these like new BRs that kind of came and went a little bit. Fortnite managed to stick around. PUBG you still hear now and then, but H1Z1 I haven't heard from forever. DayZ I haven't heard from.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out. I can't remember what it's called, but Reveal called it out for me once in my Discord, and it's more of a PvPvE. So it's a zombie game because pretty much everything is a zombie game that's like a post-apocalyptic world, So you're going around and you're collecting all your things, just like in PUBG, but there's zombies around the level and stuff, and then there's also other player teams as well. I think I could get into that because I kind of like the PvPvE mindset.
You basically just described DayZ.
No, did I? So it's just a DayZ clone. Okay. I've never played DayZ, so.
Yeah. DayZ was kind of like, I guess, similar to State of Decay a little bit, except I guess State of Decay doesn't have other players, but yeah, you kind of built up your own base with your friends if you wanted, fought zombies. If you died somewhere, your character right there became a zombie. You still respawned somewhere else, but like now there's an extra zombie in that spot, or at least that's how we all believed it worked. I don't know if that's true.
Just felt
but so typically zombies were more often in places that more players would be, and kind of because people would die there, they become zombies. There's more people there. I don't know if that was actually true. Like I said, I remember that being a thing, but I don't think I ever confirmed it. So it's kind of hard to confirm considering you spawned somewhere else.
Right, yeah.
But no, that's true. You'd find the zombie and you could kill it and get some of your loot back.
Like your stuff would still be on him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like your backpack might be with full of your stuff on the zombie. Or
does the zombie have a gun? Like all of a sudden it's like a shooting zombie?
No, I guess zombies never figured out how to use guns.
That's probably a good thing.
That is surprising, huh? Yeah, zombies with guns.
I guess they don't have any brains, so it's not like they learn anything, but... That would be terrible. They'd look exactly like those pistol guys from Division. You know those pistol guys that walk and they're like all stumbly around and they're shooting like all, I guess it's gangsta style, they're shooting sideways. And no matter how many times you shoot them with a shotgun, they still come at you until they finally die, because Division, you have to empty 8 shells into someone's face.
Into the bullet sponges, yeah.
That's what got me out of not Destiny, but Division, is bullet spongy.
Right.
I couldn't deal with that.
I heard a lot of people say that. I mean, obviously you could get a kit or gear set or level up enough that a lot of things became a lot less spongier.
Yeah,
but
it's still, like, if you shoot someone in the eyeball, they're still like, whatever, I'm coming at you still.
Yeah.
Whatever. So,
yeah.
That's why I liked Ghost Recon, Wildlands, and Breakpoint, even though Breakpoint kind of broke Ghost Recon in a way. But that's why I liked it, because you still had the like progression in a way, but you could shoot people in the face and kill them instantly.
It's funny, we both play mostly first-person shooters, I'd say, and vastly different games for the most
Isn't that
part.
weird? We tried that one time. You tried Tarkov with me, and
I played before that, but yeah, I've played it with you that one night. Like I said, write me in for Warzone.
okay,
so
yeah. I mean, I play it.
I'll do a night of
I
that.
play it a ton now, so I'm game.
Yeah.
Well, we're running about
It's weird.
an hour and a half now, and we said we want to keep it right around that range, so we're not, monopolizing everyone's night. You can go watch someone else. No. But any last?
Stop watching us.
Stop watching us. No. Any last things you wanna chit chat about before we jet?
I guess just as far as like our community that we talk about often, Mars has been nice enough to start doing movie nights every week. I'm not 100% certain that it's going to stay Sundays, but that was the original idea. So just keep an eye out for that and community suggestions / announcements as always. And she's going to be trying to do movie nights. So that should be a ton of fun, especially with us all, like we said, kind of trapped in our own houses and maybe being less social. We can watch movies together.
We're going to get a tournament organized. I don't think my tournament idea will be ready for the next tournament. So let's just get something going. I don't know. We'll put a poll out there for what game people want to play.
I did see a really interesting tweet today, real quick, while we're on.
What's that?
I forgot about it while we were talking about Animal Crossing, because that's when I wanted to bring it up. But it is a tournament for Animal Crossing called. It's a streamer putting it on. She called it New Horizons Triathlon, because that New Horizons is the game. And I don't understand how hers works, but we could kind of come up with our own. Basically, you do fishing, bug hunting, and then you play hide and seek. It's 8 people, because only 8 people can be on an island.
Makes sense.
And then whoever wins gets, she has 1,000,000 bells, which is the money, some furniture, yada, yada, yada. So whatever she has that she's willing to give
with
as prizes.
That's pretty neat.
And she said everybody does win a prize. Even if you came in last, it's just, it'll be like a piece of furniture instead of 1,000,000 bells. So we could, if we have enough Animal Crossing people in our community, which I know we have a lot, we could try to come up with something cool like that. I don't want to straight take her idea, but maybe we could. I mean, you're allowed to. But it seemed neat, and like I said, it's only 8 people, so I don't personally have 1,000,000 bells to give out to anybody, but maybe I will.
You just gotta.
Maybe Brock does.
You said he plays more than probably most. So.
Yes.
Look at us. Let's cue that one up for next week's conversation. What game modes do you think will start to pop up if Battle Royale does die? I like that idea, but I think if we have a week...
I think the problem with the question is just going to be, it's usually a new idea.
Right.
So
I'm going to come up with the next new idea, and we're going to put it out on the air so that... so that people...
But yeah, we can definitely even hop more into that. We'll jot it down and try to remember it.
I'll put it in our special little channel here.
But yeah, so other than that, keep an eye out for movie night. Keep an eye out. We will start talking more about tourneys. And then obviously this talk show. We plan to do this every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday we are looking for potentially a third guest, not specifically to talk about one thing, but just to kind of join in the conversation and have a third point of view. So if you think you'd like to be part of it, just message me or Noodles, and we'll see what we can do.
Movie night's Sunday. I believe Sunday, but double check in the Discord because it is run by Mars.
So far it's been Sundays, yes.
I think this week was Monday because for some reason she couldn't
Yeah.
do Sunday. So, but I believe the plan's Sunday nights. Like I said, this show will be Wednesday nights. I'm sure Attorney would be something like Friday nights. The goal is to start having all three of those consistently.
Speaking of tournaments,
talk show is definitely staying.
Speaking of tournaments, we need casters for that, so we'll make an announcement about
people
that.
To run the tournament.
We still need people to submit for the content creator creator group or team. Good grief.
Yes.
The artist team, and all the teams out there that are on creatorcrew.org. Keep up.
And I will, now that we're talking about it, do my best to remember tonight or tomorrow. I will reach out to Dex on chat because we're going to talk about doing the feedback team. That'll probably be the next to come to life.
Right. Okay. Well, with nothing else,
I think that concludes it. We got to find someone to raid before we awkwardly just end it.
Yep. I'm going to put us on the end screen. So good night, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m., but we are going to still be in chat until we figure out who we're going to raid tonight. So stick around for that raid.
If you have a suggestion,
Yeah,
let us know.
Hit it up in the chat, and we'll see you next week.